Make plays, and and that's not going to be your left guard. That's got to be a quarterback. It's got to be a running back. It's got to be a receiver, tight end.
And that's Look at Sports. I'm Guy Rawlings. Back to you.
Guy, thank you very much. Well, that's our report for now. Thanks so much for watching.
Stay tuned. NBC Nightly News is next with Tom Brokaw. Join us at 10 on the WB39. Of course, The Apprentice, big day.
Big night.
Better watch that.
Who's going to be hired?
That's right. We'll be right back here at 11 o'clock. Till then, take care. Thanks for watching.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you for making NBC6 your choice for news. Join Tony Segredo and Jackie Nesproll for NBC6 News at 11. And for news 24 hours a day, log on to NBC6.net or listen to us on 87.7 FM.
NBC Nightly News is brought to you in part by Mercy Hospital, defining quality.
Tale of the tape. The CIA says the voice in a new terror tape probably is bin Laden. What does this mean for the war on terror? An NBC News exclusive. Look what we found at a Baghdad street bazaar. American military uniforms, the hot new item. Why this could mean new danger for the troops. Dirty air. 150 million Americans now living in places with unhealthy levels of ozone or smog. And new questions. How did a 5-year-old girl survive at the bottom of a canyon for 10 days, her dead mother at her side?
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw.
Good evening. More than 2.5 years after 9/11, the mastermind behind those attacks apparently is alive and well. Osama bin Laden. It appears it is his voice on a tape recording that has surfaced offering European nations a so-called truce if they pull their troops out of Islamic nations. The tape appeared first on Arab language news channels. Moreover, it appeared just as American and allied forces were gearing up for an offensive along the Pakistani-Afghan border in an effort to root out bin Laden. We're going to begin tonight with NBC's Jim Maseda, who's in Kabul, Afghanistan.
The 7-minute audio tape, which aired today on 2 Arab satellite networks, is likely the voice of Osama bin Laden, according to the CIA. If so, bin Laden was alive as recently as last March. On the tape, he vows revenge against America for last month's killing by Israel of Hamas spiritual leader Sheikh Ahmed Yassin. He again claims responsibility for the 9/11 attacks and the deadly Madrid train bombings last month, calling them retaliation. Our actions come in response to your killing our people in Afghanistan, Iraq, and Palestine, he says. But in a stark departure from previous tapes, bin Laden offers an olive branch to Europe. A truce with al-Qaeda for 3 months and renewable if America's European allies pull their forces out of Muslim countries like Iraq and Afghanistan. Citing opinion polls, he says that most Europeans want reconciliation with the Islamic world. But many analysts doubt bin Laden is going soft on Europe.
He sees and recognizes that there are certain cracks appearing in the Western alliance between Europe and the USA. He wants to widen those cracks.
So far, it hasn't worked. European reaction today was swift and united against doing any deal with the likes of bin Laden.
There is only one side on which the international community can be in the fight against terrorism.
Meanwhile, the hunt for bin Laden got a shot of fresh blood today. In Afghanistan, the 25th Infantry Division beginning its tour of duty here, replacing the famed 10th Mountain. Stepping back from earlier predictions that high-value targets would be caught this year, the new commander gave no timeline, but said his top priority is bin Laden.
Additional capabilities, additional resources that are going to be devoted to this particular objective, to this hunt.
Bin Laden is said to be hiding along the rugged border with Pakistan. And the latest tape, analysts say, is a reminder that he is still there, somewhere, and still calling key shots. Jim Maseda, NBC News, Kabul.
German and Italian officials joined Britain in quickly rejecting bin Laden's offer of a deal, all of them saying in one fashion or another that they would not negotiate with such a notorious terrorist. But is that all that bin Laden had in mind? NBC's chief foreign affairs correspondent Andrea Mitchell has more.
The new audio tape from Osama bin Laden was an in-your-face message to the U.S. from a defiant terrorist leader. Bin Laden's offer of a truce to Europe from attacks like last month's Madrid bombing is blackmail, say U.S. officials. And in interviews for European television today, Colin Powell said it won't work.
How can you make a deal with somebody who would murder innocent people at the World Trade Center or in the Pentagon, or innocent people in a field in Pennsylvania, or innocent people on a train going into Madrid?
U.S. officials still say there is no evidence bin Laden ordered the attack on Madrid. But he is taking responsibility for it anyway. Why? If the World Trade Center was an attack on America's economic heart, Wall Street, bin Laden now wants to also be seen as a political threat, able to influence elections like Spain's, where the government was defeated within days of the Madrid bombing. The release of the tape was likely also timed to influence the upcoming political transition in Iraq, and it could signal terror plots already in place.
It means that we can expect, unfortunately, to see increased targeting of U.S. allies, not just in Iraq, but also in Europe, like we saw with the Madrid bombing in the future.
The tape surfaces as the CIA and FBI have been rocked by criticism for their failure to find bin Laden. Now he seems to be thumbing his nose at them.
No matter how hard you try to get me, I'm going to be able to get my message out, and I'm going to be able to survive.
U.S. officials are confident bin Laden's message will not influence America's allies, but it could inspire more violence, especially in Iraq. Andrea Mitchell, NBC News, Washington.
And the headlines out of Iraq tonight. First, a standoff with Muqtada al-Sadr, the radical Shiite cleric who is demanding the Americans leave that country. Today, Iran sent an emissary to Najaf to try to resolve the dispute. But just hours later, gunmen assassinated a high-ranking diplomat from the Iranian embassy in Baghdad, shooting him in the head in his car. It is not yet clear whether the killing was directly related to Iran's efforts to mediate the dispute with al-Sadr. But there was some good news out of Iraq today as well. 3 Japanese civilians taken hostage a week ago and threatened with death if Tokyo didn't pull out of Iraq, today were released. The fate of 2 other Japanese believed kidnapped still is unclear at this hour. Also today, the Pentagon made it official. As we have been reporting, some 20,000 American troops will be ordered to stay in Iraq another 3 months, breaking a promise to limit time served in Iraq to no more than a year. Military officials say the extension is necessary to put down an insurgency that has turned out to be tougher and more deadly than anyone expected. At the Pentagon tonight, here's NBC's Jim Miklaszewski.
It's been the deadliest 2 weeks of the war. 93 American troops killed in action. Today, Defense Secretary Rumsfeld said even he was surprised at the high level of bloodshed.